Get connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit Take2Radio.com.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Take Two Radio Soaps and Review, episode number 9. I don't know where the time went. How did we get to 9 already and we were off for a while, guys?
I don't know.
It seems to have gone quickly, hasn't it?
It has gone quick. Time flies when you're having fun.
Is that what it is?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, I'm Pam, and joining me today is David and AKBI. Our other hosts or co-hosts or whatever you want to call them are busy with school and things, so we wish them well. Don't work too hard, but pass those classes, kids. And we may hear from CAROLYN later on. I'm not sure yet. And so in the meantime, the three of us are good. We know all 4 shows. We watch all 4 shows. So I think we have it covered. So, yep.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
yep. We do.
So how you guys doing today?
I'm good.
So far, it is darn cold over here. I don't know if it's cold over there.
It's 22 degrees, and tomorrow's going to be a high of 7. Hello.
Oh, my goodness.
It was about 8
don't you dare,
AKBI,
don't you dare tell me it's 70 or 80 or 90 degrees there in L.A.
It's not. Oh, no. I'm still in Maryland with my parents, and it's very, very cold here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what we're talking about then.
Right, and I'm generally in New York, where it's going to be cold too. So.
Okay. For some reason, I thought you were out in L.A. with your parents, but I guess it's Maryland. I was on the wrong coast. Wrong coast. Yeah. Wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. But yeah, we need to get over this winter and get into spring. Actually, let's get into summer and forget the spring because spring's not much better. It's a teaser too. Mixture of weather. At least it is in Chicago.
Right.
So, guys, I am up to date for all the soaps as of yesterday, except for Days of Our Lives. I've watched 3/4 of the episode from Tuesday, but, I mean, that's pretty much, covering what we're covering today anyhow, the last 2 weeks. So,
right.
Let's go ahead and get started with The Bold and the Beautiful, and I will say the only thing I'm enjoying right now is the Liam and Quinn storyline, or should I say the Adam and Eve storyline.
Right.
I enjoy that only if I have a ginger ale.
Why?
And Aki knows what that means.
He feels nauseous.
Yes.
I don't. I like them together. I don't see anything wrong with it. Other than Liam not knowing who he is, I think they make a good couple if it had started out that way. If they, if Liam had hooked up with Quinn knowing who he was, without all the hatred before all that started, I would have still been okay with that. Just because Quinn is older than Liam, I don't think that's a big deal.
I don't either. I like
that. That isn't even my gripe.
Then
that's
what is?
That's the part I don't like. Because he doesn't know who he is.
Right.
And she's taken full advantage.
But that makes it, to me, it makes it funny right now.
I agree.
We know that there's going to be an outcome of not happiness and not funny and whatever once he gets his memory back. But right now I'm enjoying the storyline because, to me, there's nothing else to enjoy at this point.
I'm enjoying the storyline, too, because I think that I love it when characters you don't expect to get together. And I was really kind of getting tired of the young characters in musical beds. Steffi's with this person, Ivy's with that person, Liam's with this person, CAROLYN's, that thing. And I love Rena so far, as I think I said last show. And I love Liam too. So I'm liking it so far. And like you said, I think it's funny, and I think they have a lot of chemistry.
They do. And also, Liam, with the memory loss, is bringing out the good in Quinn. We're learning more about her backstory.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
why she is like she is.
Her mommy didn't like her.
Exactly.
Right.
So now we can understand why she's been the type of person that she has been.
I wish,
so I
though,
think
that
that's
they
a good
would.
thing.
Right. I wish that they would give us a little bit of credit and explain what exactly. I mean, is Liam's memory loss and his passing out in the parking lot related to hitting his head in the airplane, or what's going on with that? And I guess she can't.
I would think it was that. My first thing before I thought of that him bumping his head, I thought maybe it was Lyme disease. Because only because that's how it happened with Catherine on Young and the Restless back a couple of years ago, when she lost her way, and then they thought she was Marge again, and how she found Murphy. And that's what I thought.
Think it has.
Then it was the head.
Yeah.
And I forgot about it. It could have been.
I think it was both conks on the head. You know, It started out with him hitting his head on the airplane, but, you know, as you can see, he was not himself after that.
Right.
But he still had his memory. And then when he hit his head again in the parking lot, I think that, you know, took care of the rest of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I see what you're saying about not enjoying anything else, Dan, but I'm enjoying Steffi and Wyatt together, although I do not need to see any more scenes of them horsing around on the beach and feeding each other from a picnic basket. I get it. They like each other.
Yeah. And we know Quinn likes it.
Right, of course. And I'm glad to see Deacon back because I love Sean Kanan.
Oh, my gosh. Me too. But I was kind of disappointed that he just let that go, like, you know, when he discovered Liam was there.
Yeah, that was weird.
There wasn't any more of that?
No.
I haven't seen today's episodes, but
I have not either, so I don't know. But you know, and they signed the annulment papers. What I don't like about that is that all of this happened off screen, where they broke up, and I don't like that. I want to know why they broke up. They were so good together and supposedly so in love with each other and understood each other, and both had that crazy sex thing going with them, you know. and then all of it, then out of the clear blue,
I want that explained.
They're gone. They're over. What do you mean they're over? And they got it annulled. So that's just that we're missing.
He's a convicted felon. She says he's a convicted felon, so I want to know what he did.
Well, that was from before. She knew that when she married him.
Well, I thought that meant now, right? That's why they left. Why he left? Oh,
because he was out of the country visiting his daughter.
Right.
Come on, David. You know show history like no one else I know.
Yeah, but I thought it was I thought there was more. I mean, more recent stuff. That's why they broke.
Right. Well, you know, I was also kind of concerned as a soap writer. I mean, you know, soap press writer, that because, you know, there was all that stuff about how Sean Kanan was not happy. One of the reasons he left GH, he wasn't happy that they kind of weren't using him after he came back as AJ. And I was like, well, they're not really using him as Deacon, so does that mean he's going to leave again? And I really like him, but now everyone's reporting that
he's back.
And that he has a juicy, quote-unquote, storyline ahead for him, so I'm glad about that.
Oh, me too, yeah, because I saw him tweet that, something about, don't worry, I'll be back soon, or I have seen soon, or something like that, you know, that I'm still with the Bold and the Beautiful.
Right. I also was telling David and listeners, I was telling Anne that I wanted to talk about every week a storyline that I'm loving, something I think needs improvement, my favorite line from any show, best acting, and something I'm looking forward to. And I think the storyline that I'm loving, Adam and Eve, a lot of things are from Bold. Something that needs improvement, Brooke's tragedy of a life, and okay, so those are the only two things from Bold. But still, yeah, I think Brooke's she's constantly has tears in her eyes, and something good needs to happen to her because it's getting to be a real bummer. And I like Brooke.
Yeah, I completely agree with what you just said.
Yep. Exactly.
And
I think I have a tie for best acting, and Nicole Thomas one of them. I think she's doing an excellent job.
Now, who is she? Is she the one that plays
Katie.
Who is it?
Katie.
Yeah.
Katie. Oh, I thought you said Thomas. Okay, I thought you said Thomas. Okay, Nicole.
Oh, Heather Tom.
Heather Tom.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said.
Yeah.
Nicole
okay,
Thomas.
That's why you confused me.
Nicole Thomas, her sister.
Yeah.
Sister who used to be on The Nanny.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think she's doing.
Heather deserves every Emmy that she gets. You know, she
does,
really knows how to bring the story and play it very well. But I was disappointed that, you know, with the storyline involving her and Brooke and Bill, where, you know, Katie wanted her to work for the company. And, I mean, my gosh, what were you thinking? You know, all of us as viewers are sitting there banging our head against the wall. Why are you going to do that when you know what happened with Brooke and Bill? Why would you even attempt to have them working together day by day and not think that something may or may not happen? And something did happen, but not to the extent, you know, that it might have if Katie didn't overhear it. But I'm just like, I'm done with that. It's just repeating everything over and over and over, no matter who's involved. It's like the same story. There's so much more. Get Brooke involved with her own company, or let her do charity, or, you know, in real life she does those marathons, you know, with the cycling and stuff like that. Let her do something like that. There's so many things that you can do with you know, a storyline or with a character. You don't have to keep doing the same stuff every single time.
Right.
Do you agree, David?
I want to see Brooke with someone new. Either someone to be to slowly be brought on, or maybe someone who's already on there.
Well, why not like somebody like Carter? I mean, all we ever see Carter do is work out and interacting with, you know, some of the other characters on there, but he doesn't really have a solid storyline, and I love him. And I think him and Brooke would be great together. I'm trying to think off the top of my head who else is on there that I would connect her with. And Dustin?
I think that would be great, because a younger guy for Brooke, I think, would be really good.
Yeah. I mean, just anybody. Of course, not a 16-year-old, but
right. Legally,
we can even bring Oliver back.
No, absolutely not. I was just going to say like her daughter's boyfriend, but no. I was yucky with that. I didn't even need ginger ale. I needed a bottle of wine to get through that. That was just gross.
See, wasn't that almost the same? Didn't that give you the same thing? Quinn and Liam doesn't do the same thing as Brooke and Oliver?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Liam is of age, and also he hasn't slept with a daughter of Quinn's, because she doesn't have any daughters. So Brooke slept with her daughter's boyfriend, who is, barely 18, maybe, or 19 or something? He was pretty young at that point. So, no. You just don't mess with family's exes or presents, boyfriends or spouses or whatever. It's just yuck. No.
Unless you're on a soap opera.
Well, I know, but that's when you kind of use the FF button, and I don't mean follow Friday. So, no.
Oh, wait. Why don't... Well, how about we put him with Papa Avant? If we put Brooke with Papa Avant.
Then
you're going to break up a marriage.
She does anyway.
Right, it might break up anyway when Sasha reveals.
Then after that point. But I don't know. To me, Papa Avant is too old
not
for
likable.
Brooke. And
he's not very likable.
Part of the time. I mean, there's sometimes I know it's very little that I like him, but I think I like more of him as a person in real life. You know, he's such a sweet, caring guy and compassionate and that, and he's good at what he does in all regards. So maybe that's part of what I hold on to when I have to watch him on The Bold and the Beautiful. But it just seemed like, we were going in the right direction with him, starting to accept what was going on with his daughter and looking forward to the baby and that. But then here comes Sasha. So now we're back to kind of being the bad guy. And although I am not crazy about Sasha, I did feel sorry for her when she was having that conversation with him and, saying, but I'm your daughter too, and I am always shoved away and I'm hidden. And, you could feel her pain. Yeah,
she's good at expressing that.
Definitely.
And I felt sorry for her too,
Yeah. So, and then Nicole having her fired, but then turning around and telling, Rick that she was wrong, she shouldn't have done that, and then coming clean to Sasha and Zende, I thought was really nice.
Yeah, it was.
But Zende's not letting that go, or not Zende, Sasha's not letting that go, obviously, because she's going after Zende still.
Right.
And that, I think, is wrong. But that's drama. That's a soap. I can live with that.
We have to keep with it, so we keep watching.
Right.
Yep. So, any last thoughts on Bold before we move on to the Young and Restless?
No, I don't have any. Oh, well, we know that Caroline has just gone into labor today.
No, we don't know that because we didn't see it, right, AKBI?
Right.
I saw right after I came home from work on the usual time, so that's what's happening right now. That's what started happening. Right at the very end.
Okay.
So it's going to pick up,
Well, watch that tonight.
Thomas was on.
Well, I just wonder why Ridge isn't on, and I have a feeling Thomas is. Yeah, I have a feeling that Thomas is going to be the one to help her deliver this baby.
Right, and she's going to be all right.
I feel you're right.
I agree.
Yeah, so I'm really not surprised with that. So, okay, moving on to The Young and the Restless. I'm not into this computer program storyline thing. It's boring me now. It's just going on too long. And it's another thing that's going to, I mean, yeah, it's bringing in the other characters, Luca and them, and Noah, and, everybody that's involved, Phyllis working with Billy and that. But in the end, don't we kind of know that Victor's going to win, or will we get surprised and he's not going to win?
I want to be surprised.
I want to be surprised, too. And I think they're doing a good job of keeping it going back and forth and, making us wonder. And I think I love that Phyllis is behind the whole thing, and I thought that was a great twist.
Right,
I'm just very simple, I guess, because I didn't see her being the woman behind it all, and I'm so glad about that because of what Victor did to Jabot and all that. And, so I like it, but what I don't like, or don't not like, but what I wish were different, because I love that Victoria and Billy are back together, and
Me too.
When Victoria finds out that Billy, the minute he wakes up from a coma, is keeping this big secret from her and trying to bring her dad down, she's going to leave him.
Right.
I worry.
Leave him again.
Right. Right.
So,
and although she did say that she's in it for the long haul, when she realized that she almost lost him and that she's kind of going to be like another Nikki, where Nikki keeps taking Victor back no matter what she does, she's kind of turning into her mom.
Right.
We know that Nikki and Victor love each other, but, I mean, how much can you really put up with,
right.
time after time after time? So, but then again, we as fans wouldn't want to see Vicky and Billy or Victor and Nikki break up for good either.
Right. Oh,
right.
Pam, will you remind me when we're done talking about the shows that I have 2 good news breaking things to tell you guys about? Because I'm going to forget. I might forget. Okay, David, remind me.
I will.
Well, I'm writing because I have my notes here, so I'm writing that down. Otherwise, I'll forget.
I have my notes too. I'm just worried that I'll.
Yeah, I just wrote it down, so we're good.
Okay. So
I do have.
Yeah, so we wouldn't want to see them break up for good. So I guess we have to take the good with the bad.
And
what were you saying,
I got
David?
to tell you, there's this one thing. The one thing that got me going, and I love this so much. People can say what they want about Adam, but he really cares about Noah despite his ways.
I love that too, David. It's so sweet.
He really
I'm
does
with you
care
on that.
about him.
Yeah.
He
wanted to get him out of the country to keep him safe and, from the law, which would not have happened in the first place if they let Noah go and tell the cops what he did. It was an accident. My God, it was not something they did on purpose.
I know, and of course.
But Adam's right. Like he told Chelsea, he's right. It happened to him after the fact. Now he has to wipe up Victor's mess.
Right.
Victor didn't want him to come forward.
I'm really glad you brought that up, David, because I completely agree. I love that.
I love the correlation. I love how they related to each other, how they talked the differences and similarities.
Right.
I think Noah has. I think they both have a respect for each other and what they've gone through, and an empathy toward each other.
Right. Well, on the other hand,
go ahead.
I don't buy. Thanks, David. I don't buy this Noah and Luca working together thing. I mean, it's interesting because it's 2 rivals. It's interesting because they're rivals, or whatever. But I just don't buy that it would ever happen.
I don't. I think he's just. I think he's got his own thing going. I think he wants to try and be a Newman and get him and prove everyone that he's just as much important to the family as anyone else.
Well, what I don't buy is that his hatred for Luca, his hatred for Victor, supersedes his love for Victor. I don't buy that.
I don't either.
He doesn't
you know
like
what I mean?
being controlled, just like Adam.
Right, but especially we're turning to Luca, whom he really doesn't like. Just seems like a stretch. Yeah,
but I think
agree with that.
He's just playing. I think he's playing Luca.
I hope so. Hope you're right.
David. I do. I think he is. I definitely think he is, because he would have left the country, especially when Marissa offered to go with him.
Right.
They are. That's tomorrow.
I don't know. I watched it till yesterday, and that's it. So I don't know. We'll have to see how that plays out. But I really think that Noah is doing it for the Newmans and not to get back at them.
Yeah.
So, let's see. I'm glad that Dr. Anderson has been knocked off, but I was hoping we'd find out from her the story behind why she came back to Genoa City to do all this stuff. I know we found out a little bit when they did the flashback of her and Patty, when that situation happened when she stabbed her, but it wasn't enough. And, now that she's dead, how are they going to, tell us more of that story? Maybe they're not going to, and it's just going to go from there because, of course, Patty Cakes being back in the insane asylum and has her lucid moments, all the other truths are going to come out, and it's going to go from there.
I hope that the baby truth comes out soon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Did you see that? Did you see today's yet?
No, we saw yesterday's.
Yeah.
You didn't see today's yet?
No.
Okay. I won't say anything.
I'm hoping also that the whole Dr. Anderson thing will bring Nick and Sage closer together. And then, of course, the baby reveal will bring them even more closer together. Of course, whenever that happens.
Well, we know who she is.
Right.
Because Sharon and Nick pieced it together.
Right. And then it's another...
and kudos to Nick for ripping at his dad.
I agree, because another Victor Newman cover-up. I mean, it just never ends with him.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a Nick and Sage fan, but I do like them working together to find out the truth. It's made me care somewhat about Sage, but I'm just not, you always have one or two characters that you just can't get into, no matter what storyline they're in, or that's how I am anyhow. But I think the majority of the people, you'll have that one or two people that you just, you could take them or leave them.
Right.
I was happy about her being involved to get all this other stuff coming out and all these secrets that are hidden, but I'm just not sure how I'm going to feel about her going forward. And it's nothing against the actress. As I've said many times, it's just the character. To me, Nick and Sage, until this point, were boring.
Mm-hmm. I've heard a lot of people say that. But I love Kelly Sullivan so much that I just love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was devastated when they killed her off General Hospital. I was so happy to see her come to Y&R.
Yeah, well, I just hope that they keep me interested in her. That's all I could say.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be nice. I'll be happy once she finds out that, her baby is still alive. But then again, that's going to devastate so many people, and that's what I don't like about this storyline at all. It's going to devastate the majority of the town. If you think about it, almost everybody is related in some way to Nick and to Sharon and to Dylan, and then we got Paul and everybody, that's a relative that is going to be devastated by losing this baby as their grandchild or their cousin or their brother or their whatever, you know what I mean? And especially Sharon and Dylan, I've said it before, they've lost so much, and Sharon has been picked on for what, the past 2 years at least? When has she been happy other than she is right now? And that's going to fall apart.
It's going to fall apart because
what
she's going to find out slowly that she has nothing chemically similar to the baby.
Right. Well, what I didn't like about what Sharon, I haven't really been liking Sharon's behavior lately, and one of the things I didn't like was how she went to Dr. Anderson and told her what Nick and Sage were up to. Why would she side with this person over Nick and Sage?
Because she was trying to find out what Dr. Anderson was up to. Because if you notice, when they had that conversation with Nick and them, she told them, she didn't tell Dr. Anderson what Nick and Sage were doing. She just said, Nick I think he's starting to have feelings.
Oh, right.
He realizes you have feelings and, things like that. She was digging for information. She wasn't really telling on them, which is what I thought she was going to do.
Right.
But, she was actually working to dig information out. And if she hadn't done that, her and Nick wouldn't have figured out who she was.
Right. You're right. But I still haven't, I don't know, I've just not been liking her lately. And I like her overall a lot. I just I don't know. I don't want to see her devastated, of course.
Well, they have her wacky. I mean, have her on her meds, have her off her meds, have Dr. Anderson giving her God knows what, and then taking her off of that and telling her she should get off her medicine altogether and, things like that. So, of course, she's going to act goofy and not normal. So I can understand where that's going, but I just wish they would leave Sharon alone. Of course, I don't want her to not have a storyline, but I think that they should continue, like, once the information comes out, the secrets come out about that not being her baby, I want her and Dylan to grieve together. I do not want them to break up because of this.
I want them
to show it.
I agree.
I don't think he'll leave her.
I don't think so either. Or that it will come between them. I think that they're strong enough, that they've shown that they're strong enough that we'll have to see how that works out. But speaking of Sage.
What?
Go on. I said speaking of couples like Nick and Sage, one couple that I was really hoping would get back together, and I'm still holding out hope, is Lily and Kane, although
they
really
are
gets
back
on my nerves because she's always strutting around like she owns Genoa City, but whatever. I still like them as a couple, and I was hoping, I thought, okay, now they're, in the hotel room together, they're going to be together, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, outside the hotel room, this wouldn't work. And I'm like, what? You don't even go outside the hotel room and find out. Don't just assume it's not going to work.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that as far as, I thought they were going to get back together too once they were, making love and whatever.
I thought they were not.
What, David?
I thought they were.
What did you say, David?
I thought they were back.
No, remember
after
they were
that,
like...
you mean they're not?
Remember they were like, well, outside this hotel room,
who
knows what could happen.
But Neil Neil was celebrating. He told Devon and Hillary that they were back together.
I don't think he knows
all of it.
Yeah.
He doesn't know all of it, probably.
And he's drunk, so who knows?
Yeah. Well, speaking of Neil being back to Mad Neil and Drunk Neil, I'm just like not happy about that either. The reason why is because he got what he wanted. He wanted Hillary back with Devon. He didn't want Hillary. Right. So what the heck is going on there? Why is he pissed off because they're back together? Well, they're not really back together, but Hillary now wants Devon again.
Well, I think he thought he wanted it, and he felt like he should want it, but he still has feelings for Hillary. That's
about all I can think of as well. But
right.
I don't want him. I mean, it's one thing for him to be mad Neil, or upset Neil because he realizes that he did want her. But to make him a drunk again, I don't want that to happen. I was glad that Jack was there for Neil. I enjoyed that interaction between the two of them.
Right.
And the last I saw was Neil saying that he was going to take a cab and Jack left. So I don't know what happened after that point. But I just don't think that Neil should go back to drinking again because, again, that's repeating. There's other things you can do.
Right.
So.
I forgot to say when we were talking about the whole Dr. Anderson thing, and I was really happy to see Stacey Hyde as Patty back, and I hope she sticks around longer than, for a while, because I really like her.
I do too, but they keep putting her in these situations where, she can't stay because she's going to be in the loony bin. They used her as a board to segue into, all this other stuff coming out to the open. I would like to have seen where, Patty knows all the truths and all the secrets, but that Dr. Anderson was not killed, and Patty finally got to tell Nick and Sage what she knows, and Sharon what she knows, and Dylan and whatever, while she was lucid, and then the bomb gets dropped on Dr. Anderson. That is how I would like to have seen it.
Yeah.
Right. I agree.
Now, do you think Patty did it?
Well, they showed it in the flashback.
Yeah, but could it be that maybe she dreamt it or imagined it, and maybe she saw it happening?
That's a good point.
And that's why she's... Huh? Well, I'm just giving...
Good point. Yeah. No, I didn't think of that, but I think that's a possibility. You're right.
Well, I thought that until Patty had blood on her, and they showed the flashback a couple times, and Dr. Anderson telling her what happened and why she was doing what she was doing. So to me, if it was somebody else that killed her, why would Patty have a flashback to Dr. Anderson telling her the truth?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I don't know if this is all pent up in her.
But how would Patty know why Dr. Anderson did that?
She could have overheard
it. She wasn't. She was defending herself, if you think about it. In her mind, Dr. Anderson was coming at her with a needle.
With a syringe, yeah. Right. They have to find that needle.
Well, I don't know. It's probably rolled under the desk.
She's already
in the furniture.
She's already in a mental institution, so I mean, if she is accused of murder, it's not gonna get any worse for her.
Exactly. Now, I wanted to bring up something that's a little off the wall or not storyline related in a way, But did you notice when Victor and Luca were face to face, practically their faces were on top of each other when they were telling each other off, and who's got the bigger badass thing? Did you notice that their faces are the exact same size and shape? Seriously, they look a lot alike, and I thought, oh boy, what if he's Victor's long-lost child or something? Because, if anybody looks like Victor, to me, Luca did at that point.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wouldn't. That seems like totally something that would happen on a soap. So,
right?
Maybe you're right. Never crossed my mind, but now.
You got to look. Even if, if you have to go back and look at it, it was that scene where, they're yelling at each other who's going to win, and Victor grabs a hold of Luca and talks about, you don't want to mess with me kind of thing. Victor Newman never loses, that kind of things, or always wins, or whatever it was he had said. Look at their faces. Mm-hmm. Look at their faces. I'm telling you. They look just alike in a lot of ways. The shape and the length and, everything. Their foreheads were the same. Their chins are the same. They had those long faces. You just got to look and tell me if I'm crazy.
I will look. I still have it on my DVR. I'm going to go look.
Also, I want to give a shout-out to Nikisha Jones on Twitter because she tweeted to us, you guys are amazing. Keep up the good work.
Really?
So thank you to Nikisha.
Thank
yes.
You. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to do that, too.
She's very, very, very sweet for saying that, and she's very involved with the storylines, and she tweets with us all the time, and she's a very, very good, nice girl, so shout out to her.
Definitely.
So, anything else before we move on to General Hospital? Because we're already at 6:43 or 7:43, depending where you are.
Where are we? Do you think? Well, no. Let's save that one. I just have a hunch something that Luca's going to use Summer.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, that's kind of obvious to me too. So
David's hunches usually turn out to be right.
And she's pretty naive and gullible, so I don't see that as a problem as far as Luca using her. Hopefully that if Noah's sticking around, he watches out for her.
Yeah, and now that he's not, that the field is free for Luca to play with Summer.
So I guess what you're saying is that Noah is leaving the country.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, well, I didn't know that.
That's tomorrow.
But he'll be back.
He'll be back.
Okay. Well, I'm sure he will be, but I try not to watch spoilers or watch ahead. So I only watched till yesterday, so I only know what I know. And if you bring up today's stuff, that's fine. I just don't want to know about tomorrow's. Because there's a lot of people that listen that don't like spoilers. So let's kind of leave that off when we do these. Moving on to General Hospital. AKBI, did you want to do your favorite line or whatever thing for Young and the Restless?
My favorite line was from Day, so I'll do it then. But let's see. What I'm looking forward to has to do with General Hospital, and that's Elizabeth rebuilding her life and redeeming herself after the whole Jason, lying thing. And also Hayden and Nicholas I would like a lot, and I'm looking forward to seeing, learning more about Hayden's past and how they'll keep that couple together or won't keep them together. So.
Right. Well, I want to start out saying that I was starting to get bored of the Jake, Sam, Liz storyline, but now that little Jake, well, I should say Jason, Sam, Liz, I almost got used to calling him Jake instead of Jason, but now that little Jake literally shook things up, it's kind of interesting again. I was really impressed with the way Jason and Sam went flying in the air with that explosion. I mean, they really did a good job with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, most of the time when those explosion things happen, they go flying right to the ground, but these two went like flying through the air.
Right.
So that was really good, and I was so glad that, of course, we knew, though, that Jason would save Sam, you know, that she wasn't going to die in that. So, and he would be the one to do it.
Sam was really kind of getting on my nerves the last few weeks, and I didn't like how, well, I don't know, she just was. So I'm glad I was glad when she was going to Elizabeth's house to kind of try to be civil. But then I thought it was kind of inappropriate how she accused Jake of being a stalker without a parent or another adult close to him around. I mean, it's just not something you really do with a kid. Of course, I was very worried about her fall and worried that, you know, concerned for her because I like her overall, but in general, she was starting to annoy me. So,
well,
now she's.
Let me ask you this: when Sam reassured Liz for a second time in the hospital that, you know, Jake had nothing to do with her accident, and then Liz went into the other room and was crying, do you think she was crying from relief, or was she crying because she could see that Jason and Sam were most likely going to get back together, or a combination?
A combination. Combination, yes. I agree. And I think it was really nice of Sam to, you know, repeatedly reassure Elizabeth, because she, you know, considering all they've been through. But yeah, I think Liz was crying out of a combination of both feelings.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see what this kid does next, but I absolutely hope that they continue the storyline with Franco working with him, and it was really nice to see him care about Jake and, you know, enough to go to the parents and tell them what's going on and what his thoughts were and stuff like that, which then evolved into him considering being a father.
Right. And I also like the Franco-Liz friendship that's developing. I like that he reached out to her. And of course she was wary at first, but I hope I don't know. I like them being friends. I think
I do too. Now I know there's a lot of people out there, and I have a little part of me that would like Liz and Franco together as a couple. But I do not want to see Franco and Nina break up because I love them together.
I do.
Yeah, I like them together too.
They work well. They're like almost like two Looney Tunes that understand each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although Nina has evolved, I mean, a lot since she first came onto the show, of course. And I love, love, love that she's running Crimson and she's coming up with her own ideas and showing that she does have intelligence and is capable of running a business.
And isn't just some rich girl who rides horses all the time. Right,
exactly. Because at first I thought that Maxie was going to be the woman behind the woman, you know, making the magazine work, which is how it kind of started out. But then I think Nina, you know, just like understood at that point what she needs to do and started thinking, hey, maybe I can do this, especially when she came up with the dogs barking, especially when she came up with the idea for the Green magazine.
Right, that was an inspired idea.
Right, exactly.
And a great way for the writers to, go on.
Oh, that's all right. Go ahead. Great way for the writers.
It's great to show that she's creative and can do this, do the magazine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just not
especially
be
with
Franco's arm
candy.
Right.
The breastfeeding in public.
Oh,
that is very topical.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
You see that a lot in social media and magazines and TV and whatever, where there's, a percentage of people that are against that happening. And, if those people took 1 minute to think about it, if they were breastfed as babies, maybe their mother took them out in public and did that. So they need to start thinking about that.
No.
And also, it's natural. It's natural. That's how a baby is supposed to be fed. Some women choose not to do it for various reasons. Either the baby doesn't latch on, or they don't feel comfortable with it, or they're on medication that'll travel through the baby's bloodstream, or, there's like a million different reasons why certain women can't do it, but it's a natural thing, and it's better for the baby.
Right. It's not like people are just taking off their tops and, removing their bras. They're usually covered mostly, so I don't really see what the big deal is.
Yes. They always have a blanket or something to cover the baby while he's eating. They also make bras these days where only that one part opens up so the whole boob is not exposed.
Right. And it's not like when you go to the beach or see the way kids dress these days, you're not seeing
they're more naked. Yeah, they're more naked than a mother is feeding her baby.
Mm-hmm.
Even some of the dresses, think about it, even some of the dresses that the actresses wear for, let's say, the Oscars or the Academy Awards or something, where basically there's one strip of clothing covering the down part and, one little Band-Aid over each boob nipple thing, and that's it. The rest is showing. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
And those people that think that that's not a natural thing and that it's offensive need to get a life.
Right.
Tell that to the mayor.
Right. Yeah, right? Definitely. She's one of the people that need to get over it. And so I think the magazine, the idea for the magazines for this month is a great one, and it needs to be out there. And again, it's telling something that happens in real life, and I like when they do that.
Right. Issue storylines are always fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Let's see. Well, I loved that Anna and Robert were working together for a minute, and that Felicia and Mac came to get them out of jail. I absolutely miss those days when the four of them, were doing these things. Of course, sometimes Luke would be in on that and whatever, but I miss those days because I think those were great adventures and great storytelling.
Too. Yeah, and I miss Mac and Felicia.
Definitely. We need to see more of them on screen, but it seems like, Mac has been a little bit more involved because of, Anna looking for Carlos.
Right.
But then Robert came and Mac is a little more behind the scenes again. So, but now Robert's gone again, supposedly on his own, following up leads. So Anna can come here and act like she likes Paul.
Yeah,
which is hilarious.
Yes.
I think it's funny.
Yes. Yes. That scene yesterday was funny. And I have to say, kudos to Ava for not taking that middle-of-the-night booty call.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
And, I agree completely. Telling him he's already blackmailing her enough, and she's not going to be used in another way.
Right, yeah.
How about
and he was all frustrated, the poor little guy, and threw his, what did he throw? He threw his drink or something across the office. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you can imagine in his mind, oh, I'm not getting any tonight. Oh, well.
Right?
Poor Paul.
Maybe you should treat her like more than a piece of meat. Or
right?
to an end.
Exactly.
I heard David say the G word, Griffin, and I think Matt Cohen might be the most beautiful man on earth, so I'm so excited that he's on General Hospital, and I can't wait to see what his backstory is and how he's going to deal with Sonny, and I think, I'm assuming, just because, well, maybe this sounds, I don't know.
Because he's a friend of Lucas's, he might have been.
Yes. You got it.
Is that
Gay.
what you're thinking?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, see, that didn't even cross my mind. I just thought that they had been friends, or didn't they say they went to school together or something, or medical school?
Yeah, Lucas was 1 year behind him in med school.
David, you pick up on all these things and you remember them. I didn't remember that. But I didn't mean that I thought they were together. I just meant I didn't think they would have made such a long scene out of them reconnecting, and there was something between them that I felt like a bond that they became friends in med school partially because they could relate to each other. But maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't know.
No.
I didn't get that impression, but then again, I didn't even think about that. I mean, it could be something that happened. So we're going to have to wait and see. Either way, I'm with you, AKBI. I'm excited that he's on there. I did not know who he was previously to starting on General Hospital, but I just knew that I was happy to see another gorgeous guy.
Yeah,
well,
he is pretty.
I bring up another gorgeous girl.
Please do.
Ashley Jones.
Oh, yes.
As Parker Forsythe.
Love it.
Christina's professor.
I think that was a great twist and it's so interesting and captivating and not suspenseful, but you want to see where it's going to go. And
yes, I do. This one has piqued my interest. And I love to see how Sonny and Alexis deal with this one.
Yeah, that's a really, really great point. It's going to be very interesting. A, the fact that Christina tried to exchange sex for grades, and B, that it was with a woman.
Yeah, at first I thought that, when they were having the conversation or whatever, I thought that Christina was just flirting with her to get the better grades. But the more she talked and the more she talked about it, I got the feeling that there was more to it, that she was really interested in the doctor, as far as having a relationship thing. She maybe fell in love with her or something, and she was getting, what is the word I'm looking for? She was taking things the wrong way because the professor was caring more about, her doing well and stuff like that. And, she came to the house and said, hey, I believe in you. You can do this, turn it around, stop attacking me and whatever. Right. So there's kind of that line there that we're not sure which way that's going to go. But I have a feeling...
And according to Christina, Parker wanted this.
Right.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. She may be misunderstanding, caring about Christina, you know, and how well she does because she believes in Christina. She believes she can make something of herself and do these classes. Maybe Christina took that the wrong way.
And when we heard Molly reading those diary pages, it was obvious that Christina was having feelings.
Right.
For her.
So we don't know if she's going to come out as being a lesbian, or is she bisexual, or is this a one-time thing, you know, as there's been many, many times I've heard women say they stepped over into the ladies' pond while in college, you know, that one time.
Right.
So we don't know exactly, and that's a story that I'm sure will be played out and give us more answers to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to give kudos to Jean and Shelley for putting this forward, because this interests me.
I agree.
Well, it's something different for sure, and again, based on real life.
Yeah.
Right. Kudos to them from me too, David. Good point.
So, let's see. Gosh, it's 7 o'clock already. The time flies by. Ava and Sonny, I want to go back to Ava for a minute. Ava and Sonny, with this custody thing, I'm over that. I wish they would share custody and get along just for Avery's sake. You know, they can battle each other out for, you know, the mob crap, but, you know, they're not, more so Ava is not thinking about her child.
At all, no.
No, even though she thinks she is. Because she wants to keep her away from Sonny because he's in the mob and she's scared that the baby's going to get shot or something. But hello, you're dealing with arms dealers.
I was about to say, you're dealing with guns. Come on.
I know.
It's ridiculous. She's obviously just being spiteful.
Yeah, she's the head of the mob. I mean, this is just ridiculous. But I do have to say that I am very happy, and I know some people are not happy with this, but I am happy that Kiki is being generous about bringing Avery to Sonny when she can.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
You know, I see tweets on it where people are not happy about that because they think that she should be on her mother's side and not Sonny's side. But I think Kiki is thinking about Avery, and that's it. What's best for her sister.
And she knows what it's like, as she keeps saying to Ava, to not have a father figure and always be wanting it, and she doesn't want her sister to go through the same thing. And for Ava not to be able to see that is caring about Avery is just more proof that she's not thinking of Avery. Right.
And Kiki is definitely showing that she is nothing like her mother. She's more like her father. So, and speaking of her father,
oh, that's right.
Michael Easton is coming back, but who in the world he's going to be, we have no idea.
But do we care?
No.
We do not care. We're just glad he's back.
Yep.
The only thing is I don't want him to be a twin of Silas. I want him to be someone new. Although I know it's going to be strange in the beginning because it took me a while not to see him as John McBain, but eventually I, accepted him as Silas. So I'd like him to come back as nobody related to Silas. What do you think?
Nobody related to Silas.
Unless
he is going to be Silas.
Right.
No, he's not going to be Silas.
I said anything. I think I said.
Oh no, that's right. He can be. I'm sorry. I'd rather have him be Silas. I mean, it is a soap opera, but
exactly.
AKBI, what were you going to say?
Oh, David, go on. Finish your thought.
No, but yeah, I think someone completely different, unless I'll even accept John if I wouldn't mind if he came back as John, and if that ever happened, I would accept that.
I would love that more than anything for him to come back as John McBain, but we know that's not going to happen because of what's going on.
Right.
So he's Frank Valentini and whatever said that he's not going to play Silas, and we know he can't play John McBain, so he's got to be somebody else.
Someone new.
I said Let's Talk About Soaps. I said I'll be happy. I'm thrilled that he's coming back. Anything but a vampire. That's all.
Yeah. Although I did love him as Caleb, but that's over with.
Right.
As far as the other soap, and he was so sexy as Caleb.
He was.
But,
oh wait, that reminds me. It's something I even forgot to write in my notes, but I'm glad you guys reminded me. I did a Nathan Barney of ABC Daytime Executives. He's an ABC Daytime Executive, and I don't know if you guys. He did he was a guest on Daytime After Dark, which is also on Blog Talk Radio, and I wrote an article about it, all the stuff he said, and there were some pretty interesting things. So I think if you go to letstalkaboutsoaps.com/blog, it'll be the first blog to show up. So there's some interesting things that he said there, and we're running out of time.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. So good thing you mentioned it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we'll have to see what happens and who he's going to be, but I'm very excited that he's coming back. And I have to say that one of the huge reasons, and maybe I'm wrong, that he's coming back is because the fans were so vocal about it. So.
Oh yeah, I would say give them partial credit for that. Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually,
he thanks them.
Funny you guys would say that, because that's one thing I'll mention from the blog real quick, or from my blog about Nathan Barney's appearance. He said the host, Carly, started asking what's the best way for fans to express their opinions and be heard. And he said he went over the ways that are the best ways. And he said, we really do listen to you guys, and one example of that is you guys are the reason, fans are the reason that Michael Easton's coming back.
Ah, okay. See, there's a lot of times we don't know if they listen to us or not, but I think that there are points in time when they do listen to us, and this happens to be one of them, so that's a good thing. So all of you listeners out there, never give up. If you believe that, believe in an actor, love an actor, an actress, or a storyline, or you want to see a change, keep tweeting about it. But don't be mean. Don't be mean.
Exactly.
Put it in a nice way. Do not attack, because that's not going to get you anywhere. As your mothers have always told you, you get more with, you get more honey with bees.
More
how does that go?
With honey than vinegar.
Right, exactly. So make sure you do it nicely so that they'll listen to you, because if they see that they're being attacked, then they're not going to listen to you, and you may more than likely get blocked, because I've seen that happen. So be nice about it.
I can confirm that. I did my master's project. I created an SOS group and did research on soaps and online activism, and all of the research that I did about fan feedback to powers that be. Everyone said universally that they don't listen to quote-unquote gripe and moan commentary, gripe and moan, but, these days on the internet, when people can hide behind a computer screen, mean-spirited commentary. Exactly.
And, that only makes sense, so just think before you tweet. That's all I can say. We're going to move on to Days of Our Lives, and we do have CAROLYN on with us, so welcome, CAROLYN.
Hi, CAROLYN.
Welcome, CAROLYN.
Hello.
Carolyn?
So we catch you off guard.
Hello. How's everyone doing? It's been a couple of weeks.
We're doing good. Just, watching the soaps or binge watching them like I do. I think AKBI does too, right?
Yeah.
I don't really watch the day of. Sometimes I get a little behind, and then I will do a 2 or 3 day binge. But it's nice to hear your voice, Carolyn.
Oh, nice to hear all you guys. So is everyone happy that Days has been renewed?
Yes, that was actually one of the things I was going to
be my first. That was going to be my first thought to start off Days.
Yay!
Yep, with an option to renew for 2 years.
Yeah, with the option to renew for another year. And do you know what actually got it started? Did you see the articles where they said they wanted them to stop writing?
Yeah, for a month in March or whatever.
Was it for a month or throughout these talks?
Right.
Negotiations, right?
Because they take.
And I think it's because this is it. They are like 5.5 months ahead.
Right.
So they want to get back to the basic model what they were and only be like 4.5 weeks ahead. Just like
most soaps,
Yeah, just like the other ones are. I think General Hospital was like 3 weeks.
Mhm.
But that's the one thing that they think would be the clicker if they can get back to that. And they think that would be the winning. That would be the factor that would lead them on and continue into more past those 2 years if they can get back to that.
Well, would that
I don't know. To me, time doesn't have anything to do with it, like how many months ahead they are.
Yeah, well, in a way, they're saying it because they have the time to, like, make their changes and seeing them quickly because they're so far ahead, they don't have you can't make those changes right away that they need to. Do you follow me? That's what they're saying.
If something's working or not working or whatever.
If
I think that would help them to engage with the fans better.
Yeah. More engagement.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, well, it's 7:15 or 8:15, so we're already running past time, so let's go ahead and hit Days. What's going on as far as the funerals are all over now until, of course, but they still have one more to bury, and that's going to be Stefano. I don't know if Andre left his body in there. I think he did, or is he going to go back and get him? I'm confused about that part.
And he is he for sure? I didn't see it today, so I don't. But
wasn't there the explosion? Is Stefano not gone? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Andre got out of there, so it's a possibility that Stefano's body is still there.
Or body part.
Right, exactly. Yeah, if he's really dead this time, which I think he is since Joe wanted to retire, but I don't know. I don't know if he got that body out of there. I do somewhat feel sorry for Andre because you can tell that he really loved Stefano, but he's really upset with Chad for not being upset.
Well,
right.
Chad really didn't feel the love.
Right.
No, but it's still his father.
Yeah.
So you would think he would have more of a reaction than what he did, but he acts like he doesn't care at all.
Right.
So I find that kind of strange, but I know that Andre is not happy about it, especially when he found out Chad's buying the house and he's kicking him out. So we know there's going to be stuff going down there, and they kind of tend to think that since Chad saw Abby in her wedding dress, dun, 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 the wedding will be a disaster now because Andre's going to do something with Chad and Abby.
Right.
Right.
So I guess, Chad wants to elope, right?
Yeah.
He wants to elope now, so avoid it all.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, though, because Abby wasn't real happy. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of the show, I've only seen the middle up till Tuesday of the middle of the episode, so I'm not sure what happened yesterday or today, but I know Abby wasn't real happy about wanting to, take off and elope. She wants her family there, and I think she wants the big wedding because most girls do. But I can understand Chad's reasoning behind it as well.
Right. I was going to say that I liked, this is a little bit changing the subject, but I like how Days is doing this thing where, because they were doing a lot of younger storylines with younger characters, and I was getting a little, I like older stuff. And I like how they've started to mix the two, like Ava and Joey for a little while, Andre and Chase now, having that, Andre's kind of manipulating him to get information on Hope and everyone. So I think they're doing a neat job with that. And I, like the way they're making the younger kids interesting to us older watchers and the older characters interesting to the younger watchers. So I think that's good. I like that.
That's the only way that they're going to make us care about the younger generation is mixing them with the older, more set characters, because before they started doing that, where they were just all hanging out together, it's like, really? I got to watch this?
Right. Boring.
No, well, they said the ratings are up 15%, and they say that's why it's more modern life, and they want to get the younger ones involved with the older ones and all the drama that happens. And
well, they have to, because if you think about it, if you think about it, at one point in time, Hope and Bo were the younger crowd.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you have to mix them in. It's just, I think it's the way they initially did it, bringing on all these sorest kids all at one time and throwing them in our face and acting like we should give a crap about them. It wasn't working.
Right.
So and the only one that they left really young was Daniel's son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe next week he'll be sorest too. So don't be surprised. Now
you're going to be happy. They're going to have lots of Daniel, I think, because Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yes.
So
the Valentine's Day episode is just for you, Pam.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I'm happy, but I'm not happy about it because I know that realistically he's not on the show anymore, so it's going to be a ghost thing, or where when Brady, takes off to find out more about Daniel's ex-girlfriend, we'll see flashbacks to Daniel with his ex-girlfriend or whatever. I think that's more what it's going to be. Because they can't have him doing anything else. So it's almost bittersweet that he's coming back for that.
Yeah.
Is this girl's name Summer? Is that Summer?
Summer. Yeah.
Summer. Okay.
Summer, and she's being played by Marie Wilson.
Okay.
And you might remember her. She played Bree. She was a friend of Aiden's wife. She's the same actress.
So that's there's going to be a connection with Aiden as well.
No. It's just she's the same actress.
Oh, that played her. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So they brought her back. Okay.
My new nickname for David is Encyclopedia of Soap History. You know everything. So awesome. I don't remember anything.
I just read it. I just read, that's all.
Well, I'm impressed.
One thing I wanted to bring up is that when Andre called Hope and played Stefano's music, was I the only one? Was I the only one that laughed? I thought it was so funny. I
was shocked.
Anyone out there like opera?
I got it. I don't know. I think it was the look on Andre's face. It was pure pleasure from torturing Hope, and it just made me laugh. And I think that Hope is going to end up telling on herself because she's so
guilt-ridden.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, I mean, she's not thinking like right as soon as she heard that music, she called Rafe, and she's like, oh, you got to come here now. She's like, everybody's going to suspect that something is going on, and she's going to end up telling on herself because she can't keep it together.
Right.
Yeah, she's always so strong, and now she's the poor little victim, and Rafe, help me. Exactly.
And then Rafe runs over to Andre to threaten him. Hello, Rafe, you're telling on yourself too.
Right.
Is that when Andre showed him the ring, and Rafe he froze.
Yeah.
He froze.
Mm-hmm.
He got the ring, and I said, oh, the wheels are turning.
He's like, uh-oh.
So we know we got the ring from his dad, but we don't know where the rest of his dad is.
Right. That's it. We don't know. So I'll be very curious to see how that comes about. And I kind of, I want to see how Rafe and Hope get out of this, because once the truth comes out that Hope did shoot Stefano, I mean, how is she going to get out of it? Just because they're going to say she was emotionally
temporary insanity, maybe.
Maybe. But she just used that excuse with the doctor, so I don't know. I don't know how. I mean, okay, let's say they use that excuse, temporary insanity, for Hope, okay?
What about Rafe?
How is Rafe going to get out of that?
Good point. Maybe they'll kick him off the force and leave it at that or something.
But that's jail time. That's hiding evidence,
Yeah, and aiding and abetting and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Obstructing justice.
Yeah, Andre said to him, you never learn. You covered for your sister. Mm-hmm. He's telling Rafe all these things that he's done in the past.
Right.
Poor Rafe.
He's doing it out of the goodness of his heart, and because he's in love with Hope, and he loves his sister and stuff like that. But, you're still a cop. You know what's going to happen if the truth comes out, and it always comes out.
Exactly.
That's true.
Right. He's
like that. How?
Yeah.
He's doing the same kind of things Victor does, but from a better place.
Right.
Victor
exactly.
Victor on Young and the Restless.
Yeah. Victor. I knew who you meant. Yeah, there's two Victors, though.
Yeah.
Now, how are they going to bring Aiden back?
Oh, I don't know.
Does anybody know about that?
My thoughts are that Andre's been holding the real Aiden hostage, and the person that Bo killed was not really Aiden.
I think I've heard that too, and I think that's probably.
I heard a twin brother or something.
No, that would be stupid.
And is he
that would
back?
be stupid.
Kind of sounded stupid, but I said, "Oh, okay." You never know.
No, I mean, they do bring twins on, but I hate when they do that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I heard about
What about this theory? What about if he just comes on like an apparition for Andre to use against Hope?
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah, but that still doesn't explain.
That brings him back out.
Right.
It's amazing. Go ahead.
Yeah,
a lot of the fans are thrilled because there was a Bring Back Aiden push. So
right.
They'll be excited as to how they're going to bring him back.
Mhm.
Definitely.
He's going to be back. Is he going to be? Yeah. Is he going to be?
Yeah. Is he going to be real? Is he going to be a ghost? What is?
Yeah.
Is he going to be a new character? But I don't think so. I think he's going to be Aiden.
Right.
So
they're going to want the real thing.
No, I'd love to see how that comes.
Moving on, nice to see that Nicole and Teresa are going to work together with their own company, although there might be an issue with that because Teresa keeps having those jealousy issues with Nicole hanging around Brady so much, and, them hugging or holding hands, as innocent as it may be.
Right.
Well, he does have Daniel's heart. He's getting all those flashbacks and
Yeah, but I think that Brady just said that it's getting less and less. Was the last thing that I saw when he was telling that Teresa before he played that song for her, which I thought was cute.
Yeah.
But he could be just trying to appease Teresa.
Well, that's true too. Yeah. But I don't think that Teresa should worry about Nicole as much because I think it's bothering Brady more about the old girlfriend, about Summer. And I think that's where he's going to take off, and that's when Teresa should worry about it.
Right.
Because we don't know if Summer's alive or dead, right?
No.
No, we don't know if she's alive or dead.
And I read that anyway. I don't want to say anything.
Is it a spoiler?
Well,
I just know that
it's a theoretical
she's
spoiler.
going to play her, but I don't know in what way.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking that she's alive, and I think that Brady's going to connect with her, and that's why Teresa should worry more. And Brady is probably going to end up bringing her back to Salem, and who knows? But we can all think what ifs, and we just have to wait to see play it out. But I think it should be interesting. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was, again, here we go with somebody joining the police force in rapid speed.
Dawn?
Come on. As Roman put it, going through the academy in warp speed. Yes, that's what happened with JJ. Why do they do that?
Oh, I thought it was Sean.
Sean did come and ask for a job from Victor.
Yeah. No, JJ supposedly went through the police academy, and now he's been hired by the Salem PD.
Right. And
in about a week. In about a week.
About a week. How long is it?
Months,
the course?
isn't it?
The course?
Normally?
I don't know. I would have to ask my son that because, like I said, he's going to be a cop. But he has to go through college to get a criminal justice degree before he can even go to the police academy. So
I thought the police academy was a couple months or something.
At the very least. At the very least.
Yeah.
So, But I do like that JJ is going to be a cop, and I like that, you know, he's doing something good instead of getting into trouble and, you know, with the drug thing and all that. I love Casey Moss, and I'm happy he's getting a storyline. And I also love him with, what's her name? With Gabby.
With Gabby?
Mhm.
Yeah, I like him too. And I like Casey Moss.
Yeah, he's so sweet.
Carolyn, what do you think?
Oh yes, I'm a great fan of his and like his music, and
yeah,
you know, he's I think he's a little laid back due to I don't know, he doesn't seem to be on the show as much. I don't know if he's out on the road.
No, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe now that he's going to be a cop, he's going to be on this, you know, have his own storyline. He's going to be on more. So let's hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And Carolyn, you're a rocker at heart or what? And I don't mean in a rocking chair.
Oh, thanks, Pam.
Well, I know you're far from that, woman. You are. I find out things about you that I cannot even believe that all the things that you do. So I won't bring them all up because that's your personal business. But you are my idol. You are who I would love to be. So you do so much, and it's amazing. So, but it just here's another thing that I'm finding out about you, that you enjoy Casey's music, and he does rock music. So I'm like surprised.
Well, I told you I got a hold of his his agent, and I said, when's he coming to Florida? He's got to come to Florida. I got all these beach bars down here in St. Pete, and they want a rock band. They love rock bands.
Oh, no. You didn't tell me that, or I forgot, but I think I would remember something like that.
That's neat.
I try to get out a little bit Friday night, Saturday night. We'll have to have a reunion with all you guys. Are you all? Is everyone from up north? Where are all you guys from?
I'm in New York. Upstate.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm in New York and Maryland.
And I'm all by myself in the Midwest.
Oh.
I want Carolyn to adopt me so I can live somewhere warm.
Anytime.
Carolyn, I thought you were in Chicago. Carolyn, you're not in Chicago?
Did you see that silence? Did you see that silence? That speaks volumes.
I say I'm here.
No.
I live by my. Oh, I shouldn't say that. No.
I thought she was like your neighbor, Pam. I thought you.
Not quite. You're more of a
neighbor
than I am,
right?
I think.
We're all
I thought
neighbors.
she lived next to you.
No. No, I met Carolyn through Twitter, so yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Oh, but because you said that you call each other and like that, and you're on the phone with her, so I figured that she's either like across town or something. Or...
Well, just because I call her doesn't mean she has to live in the same state.
Or across the street.
True.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So, I mean, I talk to people all over the country as well as out of the country. So, you know, you got friends around the world. That's how that works.
That's
Oh,
right.
I just figured that you were like a lot, proximally closer and very close friends, and you grew up together, and that's what I thought.
That sounds interesting, Pam.
Well, yeah. Well, no. To answer your question, no.
You guys, whenever you're ready to come down to party and enjoy the sunshine and all the water, and you're all more than welcome.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate that. One day.
Yeah.
So moving on, because we're already at 7:35 or 8:35 on the East Coast, which is a half hour more than I want to be on, but with so much going on and 2 weeks to cover.
20 to 9,
Jennifer cracks me up in a way because when she was talking with Chad and Abby, she was Abby and Teresa, she was all bubbly and giddy and whatever, and Teresa's looking like, okay, what's wrong with this one? And she figured it out about the drugs, so.
Now, did Jennifer have a problem years ago with drugs?
I can't.
Or is this new?
Not that I'm aware
David,
of.
you can't remember?
Or alcohol?
Not that I'm aware of.
No?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't think
she's
she was. I don't think she was. A goody two shoes like when she first came on the show. From what I've heard, I think that she was, a bit of a troublemaker. And look at her and Eve.
Right,
so they had that thing going. So I don't think she was a goody two shoes, but I don't think that she was ever on drugs or alcohol.
Oh, okay.
And it's
but
a classic
I don't remember.
Classic
just
storyline.
Just scheming, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That someone gets injured and then gets addicted to painkillers.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
and it's funny she called out Eric on his drinking, and there she is popping pills.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When he was standing in the
Same
doorway
thing.
and he saw her taking the pills, and then Eric wasn't happy. Basically,
right.
You're trying to reform me.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
it might be
exactly.
a good storyline for her. She needs to kind of break out of her shell and show us what she's got.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be good to see where this goes. I just hope it's not any more doom and gloom because I'm over that. But I have to say that I'm extremely interested in what Deimos is going to be doing. We know now that he wants the formula.
Right.
We know now that Victor was 20 when Deimos went after Victor's fiancée.
Mm-hmm.
So at least
Deimos was 20 when...
Or Deimos was 20. Sorry about that. Deimos was 20. So I'm assuming that Victor, I don't know, how old do you think he was? Maybe 30 or 35 or something, if they're trying to make it realistic?
Well, Victor said that he was 20 when he was born.
Okay, so that makes him 40. Well, that's where I got the 20
yeah.
from when I said Victor was 20. Okay,
right.
so... All right, so it makes it a little bit better. At least Deimos wasn't like 12 or something where I want to barf. Even if it is Vincent. Yeah, even if it is Vincent Irizarry playing him.
Right.
He's the baby.
Yeah.
Vincent is the baby Kyriakis.
What now, I don't understand when Deimos was in the room and he took out all the pictures of each one of the family members. Do you know what that was about?
I think he was just being weird. Wasn't he?
Oh, okay.
Like crazy.
I think he's, what they call that, getting all his ducks in a row.
Oh.
Yeah,
this is what I have planned for this one, and this is what I have planned for that one, or something like that, in his mind.
Yeah, okay.
Now,
that
do you
makes
think
sense.
they're planning on getting Deimos and Kate together?
Oh, yeah.
I was going to talk about that, but one thing before we move forward with that, was that the same pictures that What Martha Madson's character, Belle, was that the same pictures that Belle was looking at? Because I didn't see the pictures she was looking at when she took them out of the envelope.
No, I'm not. Oh, I can't.
I don't think so. Well, maybe.
And then she put a question mark on the envelope and she put it up there for Philip to see, I guess, I'm assuming. Do you know? Okay, maybe it wasn't just me that missed what she was looking at.
You think there's another child?
An episode too.
You think there's going to be another child that's going to pop out or somewhere in the past?
I don't know.
Or
you're right.
I don't know.
Connection. Yeah.
Someone that's already on the canvas who's going to be revealed to be someone's child.
I'm not aware of that. Do you?
No. I'm just completely speculating.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know. I'm curious to know what's in that envelope, what she was looking at, and see what Philip says. So back to Kate and Deimos. I don't know if they're going to end up together, but I like them together.
Me too.
Better
and
than
I'd actually,
Kate and Eduardo?
I was just going to say, I'd actually rather see her with Deimos than Eduardo. For some reason, they kind of work, but don't work as well as Deimos and Kate does. Just my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, Eduardo, I'm disappointed in that storyline. I thought that he was going to be a lot more dynamic, and it's he's just kind of there, comes and goes, and
right.
I wanted a little bit more fire. I think there'll be some sparks flying with Kate and Deimos.
Well, that's what I was going to say too. That's probably our next triangle.
Yeah.
And probably when John's story gets revved back up some more, you'll see Eduardo back in there.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Eduardo can be with Jen.
Oh. That would be interesting.
I mean, because they seem like, you know how they say opposites attract. You know, maybe that could happen.
Mhm.
Maybe.
Well, somebody's going to have to come in and save Jen.
Because JJ's with Gabby. So.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he might become more involved in that family because of that relationship between the children. And he might see that something's wrong with Jen and figure out something and then end up helping her and, and it goes from there. So, are you listening to us, writers? Okay, next.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stand Ava at all. She
Get
has.
her a ginger ale.
I can't stand her. I mean, the actress is wonderful. She's playing the part, and that's why I can't stand her, because if she wasn't doing her best as an actress, then I wouldn't hate her as much as I do.
Right.
But I had to say that I kind of felt sorry for her when she found out her baby died, because I had doubts that she even had a baby until I saw how she reacted when she found out the baby died.
Right. And I was going to say something.
Sure of that, though. That's my question. Are we sure?
Well, I don't know why she would react so strongly if it weren't true.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's lots of proof that the baby died. Is there lots of proof, or was it? It seemed to be hanging. Okay.
I mean, it was just that guy saying your baby's dead or your baby didn't survive. But I was going to say for my best acting for the week that I nominate Tamara Braun. I think she's wonderful, and she does an excellent job. Now, did her and Patch did they sleep together this week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh, and my favorite line. Did I already say this? That my favorite line was of the week.
Ahead.
Of all four soaps was when Patch was like, "Okay, I'm willing to work with you, or do whatever you want," and she said, "Well, I thought you'd rather gouge your remaining eye out than sleep with me."
You know what? That was probably the best line too. I have to agree with that.
I was just laughing my
I
head
gotta
off.
see that again. I missed an episode or two, so.
Well, how is he going to tell Kayla? No. And
I don't know.
Right?
I think that's going to be a secret for a while, unless Joey starts, talking to his dad and saying stuff, and then because he's so PO'd at him and told him to stay away. When Pat shows up, he's going to be, no, like, you get out of here. You were with Ava, you know, blah, blah, blah. And maybe that'll make Jen take even more pills. Who knows?
Right.
Oops, sorry.
So we'll have to see how that plays out. But I think that it's finally going into more of what I want to see from Days instead of the doom and gloom. I want that all behind us, and that we don't put up with, you know, it's one thing to have things go wrong with characters, because you can't have everybody be happy, you know, sitting in a tree, KASSING, all the time, because then we'd be bored out of our skulls. But to kill off so many people, I mean, what we've gone through for this past year has just been ridiculous and made me want to stop watching. So,
and a lot of people have been saying that,
Yeah. So we're at the 7:46, 8:46. We're already an hour and 45 minutes into it. In 15 minutes, we're going to be cut off. So, good news.
Oxy has something to say.
Good news. David.
Oh, yeah. There is a petition that you can get on Let's Talk About. You can get a link to on Let's Talk About Soap's Facebook page to get Netflix to pick up One Life to Live, and we're hoping AMC, All My Children, will follow close behind. So I think it needs 1,000 signatures to get sent to Netflix. And we're getting up there. And this is courtesy of my good friend Sean Brady and his group, Soap Fans United. So if anyone wants to sign that, and I hope everyone does, to bring AMC and OLTL back, you can find it on our Let's Talk About Soap's homepage, or our Twitter account, actually.
There's a form there. There's a form or something. You just go in, and how do you do it? On your Facebook page?
Yeah, go on our Facebook page and then just click on the link, and then it'll take you to the petition, and you can sign, and you can leave a comment if you want. You don't have to leave a comment. You don't have to let it post to Facebook. There's all the kinds of options they have for that kind of thing. So.
Oh, okay.
Are you talking about past episodes, or are you talking about getting them back on a regular basis?
Getting them back on a new episode.
Okay. I will sign the petition, but to tell you the truth, I mean, with what's going on for how many years now between Prospect Park and ABC, I don't think that's going to happen.
Right. Well,
because they can't move on with somebody else if they're in the middle of lawsuits.
Right. Well, I mean, I think the petition assumes that it's just trying to, start the buzz, start getting Netflix to think about it. And realize
plant the seed. Yeah, plant the seed.
Right, plant the seed.
Okay. All right. Well, say where it's at again on Facebook and that, so the listeners can hear it.
It's on Facebook on Let's Talk About Soap's Facebook page, which is just put in Let's Talk About Soaps, separate words, and you'll find our Facebook page. Or you can go to our Twitter account, which is @LPA Soaps.
Okay, good.
I think it's the last tweet I did, or the second to last tweet.
Okay.
So on Facebook, it's not all one word, it's spaces. Okay.
Yeah.
After you sign the petition, make sure you share it with everyone, because there's millions of people out there that want the soaps back.
Right.
And
people don't realize that liking on Facebook doesn't go anywhere. You got to share, and I think there's a new rule now. You got to go in, comment, and share, because Facebook's doing something. They're manipulating it. So there's a process now that we have to do. You just can't. At one time, you got 100 or 200 likes. That was great, but not anymore. You got to share.
Right.
And comment. Definitely. And when you share it, it's going to hit people that might not know about Let's Talk About Soaps and not go to their page So
Right.
you're going to reach more people that way, and that's how you get things going.
Yep.
Even if
And
you
ask a
just,
question.
even if you don't share it from...
Yeah, and on Facebook, always ask a question. Get them to answer. That's tricky. Just making a statement, they're flipping through their Facebook, and you got to catch people's attention.
Mhm. Very true.
Yeah. It's all changed.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. So I think we're going to close because it's 7:51, 8:51. I know I got to say both times because you guys are on different time zones than me. So be sure to follow us on Twitter at Take-Two Radio, at T2R Soaps Review, at Take-Two Radio Crew, at Paula Soapbox, at T_Ann Blair, at Miss Elizabeth Long, at Barefoot Blonde 5, and at LTA Soaps. I got everybody correct?
I believe you have.
Sounds
okay,
good.
wonderful.
Well, everybody have a wonderful Valentine's.
You
yes,
too.
happy
Valentine's
Valentine's
Day.
to one and all. Happy Valentine's Day to one and all. Everybody get their chocolate and put on the pounds before summer comes.
Lots of chocolates, lots of diamonds, lots of gold bracelets and earrings.
Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. So
Right.
I take it you're buying, Carolyn.
Yeah, for myself. I got flowers already. I got beautiful flowers already, so I'm getting ready for the weekend.
That'll be nice. Well,
That's my
everybody
sweet daughter.
have a wonderful 2 weeks.
Yep.
You too.
And we'll be back on the 18th. Yes?
Yep.
No.
No?
18th?
Wait.
No, you said
No,
2
not
weeks.
the 18th. 2 weeks.
We'll be
What is
back.
it? See, I always
25th.
do this. I always forget to look at the date.
25th.
The 25th.
25th.
The February 25th. There we go. Yay. 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be back again, confused or not. You may listen to us on that day. Take care, everybody. Enjoy your evening, and we'll talk again soon. God bless you all.
Okay,
God bless you.
Okay, bye-bye.
God bless everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.